Hello guys, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming back into the channel. And on today's video we're going to talk about something really special, and that is the Polygon network. We are going to try to explain how it's going to help us with the transaction speed, the throughput that we currently have, how it's going to help us reduce the gas fees. We are going to take actually a look under the hood and see how Polygon works if you're actually interested in that part, and how it's going to bring us to bring new investors. And I think the next place is going to actually interest you if you don't actually like the technical stuff. I actually like that a lot because it helped me to understand what is actually going on and how everything flows and what can I expect. And this last bullet that I think, if you don't like the technical, it is how you can set it up within your Metamask wallet. I mean, it is really easy, so just stay tuned and we are gonna get into that point in a little bit. So starting with the biggest challenges of what the Ethereum network currently have. I mean, we already spoke about that in the last video. If you didn't see it, it is right here. So we have three big challenges with the Ethereum network, and the first one it is that it has a low throughput of I mean, you can only do 30 transactions per second, and that is actually really low in comparison. For example, Cardano, it can do 257 transactions per second, as I remember. Polkadot can do something close to 1,000 transactions, and Solana can do something close to 65,000 transactions. So it is so the gap is really big. And I mean, there are actually something that I expect that Ethereum 2.0 will help solving that issue, but on the meantime we have other options, and we're gonna get into that. So you have only 30 transactions per second, and that brings us to the next point. It is not user friendly because people are actually bidding against everyone else to be one of those 30 transactions, and for you to be able to get that spot, you might need to pay a higher transaction fee. So you are sitting there with your sign trying to bid to get a spot and for you to be able to get a transaction in the Ethereum network, and that is not really cool. And the last point, I mean, there actually it is a very limited network regarding, for example, the transactions, the issues that it currently has. So it is all the projects share the same issues. So it is not only to your project. If you have other projects or to just Shiryo, it is on all the Ethereum projects that they have the same issues. But what if there was other blockchain that can leverage the Ether network and can solve all those problems? That is correct. And I'm going to put it on the screen right now. So it is Polygon, and we're going to talk about this. I mean, Polygon and its native coin Matic, it is going to help us solve all those issues that the Ethereum network currently have. And I might warn you, we might get a little bit technical in the next section. So just be patient with me, because it is something that I feel that you will really like to understand, okay? Polygon is a layer 2 scaling platform that allows Ether-based applications to tackle the problems we mentioned earlier. So the network actually hosts something close to 5,000 decentralized applications, and there are a lot of big names out there. I'm not going to mention any of those, but basically the reason that they migrated from the Ether network to the Matic network, it is because they are actually really similar, and many developers actually created useful tools to actually move them from the Ether network to other Ethereum virtual machine blockchains like Polygon to increase their reach. And now you may be wondering what the heck it is an EVM, okay? And I'm gonna show you what an EVM is. Actually, let me show you this image, and you may see that this is like a diagram representation that it actually is contained in the memory, the prompt counter, the gas, and a lot of stuff, but we don't care about that. So an Ethereum virtual machine, it is the actual code. So imagine that this is a box, that the code that is running on computers around all the globe to carry the blockchain smart contracts, okay? And Polygon has its own EVM, okay? So that is like a little black box that is contained in the code and that is running on a lot of computers. But it is not the only one. There are, for example, Phantom and Binance Smart Chains, for example, that other chains that uses the same Ether code. And because basically all of them run the same code, you can move your project to the other networks without actually making a lot of changes or minimal changes actually. And what does this mean for Shiryo? So imagine that you have this box and you want to actually copy that box and move it to another virtual match, to another network. So the only thing that you have to do is that you already have the Matic box running. Then you look for a different adapter and you connect the Phantom network to that virtual machine. And then you want to expand that and you want to connect the Binance network, and then you plug the Binance network to the same box. And the box is the Ethereum virtual machine that actually allows you to carry that code to different networks and allow that humongous reach that is possible just thanks because of that box that we have. Okay, we're okay on that side. That means that in the future, if we want to expand to those other networks like Phantom or Binance, it'll be something that can be deployed with no issue at all. I mean, we will be able to tackle all those main networks, but it's obviously something that from the Shiryo business side, they need to define if they want to do that. They haven't announced anything. They only announced the integration with Matic, and they need to get a lot of things that we haven't considered yet. So they need to put that in paper, so they actually plan for this. So let's wait for the developers for the next steps that they are going to take, but for the moment this is some really great news. Okay, moving on, let's get into the guts of how Polygon works and how it can actually achieve those huge troubles that is promising, and how is it possible that we can actually see those really small transaction fees. And I'm going to show you that in this image that is right here, and this is something really amazing that I'm going to get kind of technical, but it's something really cool. So Polygon, it is driven by the layer 2 scaling solution and the proof of stake protocol that is serving what is called a commit chain to the Ethereum chain. Okay, so stay with me. This commit chain groups a cluster of transactions and processes them all together before sending the data to the main Ethereum chain. So instead of processing one transaction at a time, Polygon digests around 65,000 transactions at the same time, and then it sends like an executive summary, a snapshot of those transactions to the Ethereum chain to process them all together. So let's try to express this different, because that was like the formal explanation. But imagine that you have this heck amount of transactions that are here on the right side, and you pull them together like in very big groups. You group 65,000 of those, and then you process the transaction on behalf of the Ethereum network. Then what you do, like you do an executive summary, you write down what actually are those transactions, and do you digest all the information. So the Ethereum network, the only thing that it has to do, it is to read that document and basically see the snapshot and let all the transactions pass all together. And with that is something really cool, because you are actually digesting all the information, and that is why Matic it is so huge for Shiryo, because it is actually going to help us scale the transactions per second. It's going to actually help us reduce the gas fees, because it's going to actually process a lot of transactions at the same time, and it will drive many new investors that actually are avoiding Ether because of the points that I was just mentioning, the issues that the Ethereum chain has at the moment. So that's how Polygon works. But let's change the topic and talk about something a little bit less technical. So how do I add Polygon to my MetaMask wallet? And actually that is something really cool. I want to put this link on the description down below, so you can actually guide yourself through that link. But the only thing that you have to do, it is to click here on your MetaMask wallet, and then click on the channel here on the upper part of the wallet, and then click add network, and it'll take you to this screen that is right here. You have to fill this information, and that information it is right here. So you have to add the name of the network, that is going to be the Polygon mainnet, then the new RPC URL, that's going to be this one that is right here. The chain ID, I think, is 137. Yep, 137. Then the symbol is Matic. Sorry. Yeah, it's currently used. Yeah, I already set it up, so it doesn't matter. So, and the last point, it is the the currency symbol, that is the block explorer that is right here. After you fill the information, you click on save and it'll appear on your MetaMask wallet, and that is all that you have to do. And I want to show you another tool that is actually really useful. You might be already familiar with Etherscan. That is actually, you can see all the transaction, what is going on with the Ethereum network, and Polygon has the same website. Actually, it is called Polygon Scan, and it is actually it is the same layout, so you don't actually have to actually relearn everything, and that is something really cool. So it is almost the same, and you don't have to relearn everything. So that is Polygon. That is how you can add it to your wallet, and that is everything that I have for the video of today. I hope that you really liked it and you keep yourself informed, and if you have any questions, please leave them right down in the comment section so I can answer them, because I know this might be kind of a complex subject, but I will try to get to your question as soon as I can. So see you until the next time.